Go ahead and unmute yourself, Trish.
Hello,
Hello. How are
how
you?
are you? I'm good, thanks. And you?
I am well. All right. So, how old are you?
I am 43.
Okay. Winter's coming. What do we got on the
Win-
topic?
Winter is here for me, and
She said that like you meant it.
definitely, it's definitely here for me. And I've been married before. I got married when I was 31. I'm divorced now, and I've been single ever since. And my question to you is, being the woman that I am, age wise, I've got
Mhm.
a daughter. She's 21, married already.
Okay.
In an empty nest. Being a woman that I am, what advice would you give me in regards to the type of man that I should be looking for?
You want to get married to. Okay. Why do you want to get married?
Because I don't want to be alone.
Okay. All
It's
right.
horrible. It's not
Well,
nice.
I mean, I get that, and that's fair. But what I'm asking is, if somebody, let's say you have a house, right, and it's
Mm-hmm.
raining outside, okay, and somebody knocks on your door at midnight, and you happen to go answer it, and they say, "I want to come in." You don't know this person. You're gonna say, "Why?" Because it's horrible out here. That's true. It's bad out there. But why do you want to come in here with me? You ladies need to have a reason to why you want to be in with the man other than it's bad out here. This is what the guys always ask. What do you bring to the table? Why should a man who's looking for a wife bring you in his home? Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does.
Okay, so
Um,
let's try it from that angle. Why?
and value to his existing life
How?
through friendliness, through cooperativeness,
Okay.
through being an encourager and inspiration to him.
Didn't you say you were married before?
Yes, I was.
Uh, could your future husband talk to your ex-husband?
Yes.
I'm gonna start asking him. Would you be all? What do you think your ex-husband would tell your future husband?
Um, the opposite of everything I've said because
Okay.
I was not that person when I got married.
All right.
I
So
was not that person.
what's changed?
Watching your shows,
How long you been watching
growing.
me?
Yeah, I've been watching you,
For how
watching
long?
your shows.
How long you been watching me?
About 3 months.
Run
3 months.
away! Run away!
And
It takes longer
also
than three
when I got
months, ma'am.
married,
Ma'am, it takes longer than three
pardon?
months. It takes longer than 3 months.
I know it takes longer than 3 months, but before that, I was working
Mm-hmm.
just on myself,
With whom?
with counselors
Okay.
from church,
Okay.
with my parents because they are
Okay.
pastors,
Due respect.
and
I'm gonna say a thing. I'm gonna say. I mean, I grew up in the church, but there's a
mhm,
difference between practical counseling and spiritual counseling.
mhm,
Um, your
I
ex, is that
understand.
your child's father?
No, my daughter is from a previous marriage, a high school sweetheart.
So you've been married twice.
I wasn't married to the first one.
All right. So, and you've been divorced for how long?
Since 2014.
Going on 7 years. See, it's troubling to me that you say that your future couldn't speak to your ex. Because
I said he could. I said he could.
but he would say something different than what you're saying now, right?
Yes, and the reason why he would say so is because I got into marriage unprepared. We had
Mm-hmm.
a long distance relationship. We thought we knew each other,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got married quickly, and then
Well,
boom,
let
reality
me
hit.
say this. Let me say this.
Marriage.
One of the For a woman in your position, I would say it would
Mhm.
be best to know what you are offering and bringing to the table and be able to communicate that as clearly, succinctly, and directly as possible up front. Because that's what it's going to take for most older women. Put your cards on the table. No, because men really don't want surprises just like you don't want. And there's no need to waste time. Because
Okay.
here's my past, and here's who I am, and here's who I am right now, and here's what I bring to the table. But what kind of man is looking for what you bring to the table? That's the trick.
Yes, that's
So you
why
got
I
to know. So you
quoted.
got to know what it is you bring to the table outside of the
Okay.
generic things. Because most of the time the answers are far too generic. I'm a friend. I'm a companion. I'm a support system. That's far too generic.
I understand. So that's why I called in to find out that, okay, so if I figured that all out,
Oh,
when
okay,
I do,
okay. Tune back in
then
on
what?
Wednesday. Tune in on Wednesday because I'm going to go
Okay.
into this part, but I can't go into that much detail here. But um, you ladies going to have to realize that this, in a lot of ways, is like a job. In a lot of ways, it's like a job, and what some of the bigger problems that people are having is go ahead and unmute yourself. You wouldn't go in asking for a high-paying job and have a light resume. Go ahead, unmute yourself, Whitney. Danielle, Danielle, Sophia, and Zenobia. If you don't get on camera, I'm going to remove you. Hello, how are you?
Hi,
How are you?
can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mr. Samuel?
I am well. How old are you?
I am 29.
All right, winter is coming. What do we got?
So, my question for you is what is the role of a modern day wife?
Well, a modern day wife.
Hmm.
Um, it, the role of a wife in general is to be a helpmeet, but it really depends upon the husband.
Right.
What are you? What is that particular modern day woman best suited for? Many women want to be stay at home mothers and housewives, but have you been? Are you the best candidate for that job? Were you raised to do that? Can you be dropped in a house by a man who's making $500,000 a year and get to work? Meaning, you know how to you're pregnant with a child, you're going to homeschool a kid. You know all the things. You've seen it, or is it going to be on the job training? Most of us didn't see this. Most
I'd
women
agree
went
with
to
that.
school. Most of us in our community were born out of wedlock, and we saw working parents. So, what is it going to be like being a modern working wife? Well, can you keep the problems of your job away from your home? I was talking to my best friend today about this. One of the things that men hate the most, shout out to Jen, is your work problems. You ladies will go to work, and unfortunately, I'm kind of tipping my hand because you're working in the work world, you're putting energy, effort, and all this other kind of stuff out there. And you bringing all those problems back home. And you want to talk to us about the chick at work and this and that. And then you mess around and tell us about your boss, and we're all like, Jesus Christ, because we can't do anything about it. Men don't tend to come home and complain or fuss about work. Keep
Right.
work separate and understand that your career it comes second to him. Everything in your life really should come second to your man, whether you're
Okay.
a housewife or whether you're a working woman. And that's a mind twist because so many women today have learned how to be successful. I mean, have been learned how to be independent. That level of vulnerability is scary because in the back of her mind is, if I put him first and it don't work out, where does that leave me? Well, if you're going to go into marriage fear-based, you don't need to be getting married.
That makes
So,
sense.
so go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so what value does a woman add then? Because I have been married before, and my first marriage did not work out. I am starting to date, and I'm interested in a person right now, and we have this debate a lot on what that role looks like for our future.
What value does a woman bring?
Yes, because
Well,
a lot of times the women on here. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, see, and I don't want to tip my hand either. This is an equation that men are. Here's the thing: the value a woman brings to a man who can employ her is different than the value a woman brings that has to work. And that it depends on the man. Are you so I don't want to go into Wednesday's broadcast. But the value that all women bring, regardless as to the situation, is your femininity,
Mm-hmm.
your beauty, which is your fitness and your face and your fitness. That's universal. Your femininity and your beauty doesn't matter if you're a working woman or you're a stay-at-home wife. And the ability to inspire. That is something that is reserved for fathers, leaders, and certain men can inspire men to do things, but the inspiration women can give to a man is on a different level. Wars have been fought over women. The world has been civilized in general for women, but guys have been giving up your main superpower because of the work. Learning how to speak life into your particular man. What does your man's ego eat? And are you a good cook of that? That is the value you bring, because no disrespect, what that mouth do, what this do, what that do, all that comes standard on every model. But what makes men want to come home is what you do for here and here, his head and his heart. That's what makes men want to get home, not for what you do for his genitals. That's important. How you keep a man is not in the bedroom. You keep a man in the rest of the house. And that's regardless as to in the bed, whether you're a stay-at-home wife or a working woman. So come back Wednesday for a follow-up on this as to what value a woman brings to a man, to the average guy. Because that's the whole premise of Wednesday's show. But I don't want to get too far into it. So be here at 10 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Got it? Because, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I've talked to several other creators and other people, because I will say I've noticed that a lot of men who make content, the majority of the men are in marriages or long-term relationship, but I also notice in the comment sections and a lot of times in the back and forth, guys are just like, oh, take Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre and his divorce. I heard so many middle-class guys talk about, oh man, that sucks. She got $300,000 a month and this and that. And I'm like, they're married for 26 years. The woman has to get something out of it. I mean, less than 4% of it. But there are people who are like, oh man, she don't deserve nothing but a French fry. You're just as extreme to me as these women over here who's saying, abort all boys. Women have more value than just what they do in the bedroom and the kitchen. Now, if you don't know that value, or if you've never seen that value, I understand why it may be hard to put a price tag on it. Just like when I interviewed Blue Jasmine, the woman who said her ex pays for her stuff. There are a lot of guys saying, who would do this, do that? I said, I wouldn't do it, but I understood where she was coming from, because there is something that far too many men speak on that they don't understand. It's a woman as a muse. There are men who do derive inspiration from being around women. And you don't have to accept it or you have to understand it. You have to accept it. And especially the higher you go up the food chain, the more money you make. There is a reason that the average millionaire and billionaire has one woman. He may have access to lots of them. So I'm going to speak on this in further detail on Wednesday, because there's a huge gap between here and here.
Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. Now, talking about this lady in the first episode, the initial start of the video, I think is just stupid. She was once married and she got divorced, and the numbers that we've been hearing statistically, 80% filing for divorce, and you're now 43 years old, and you turn around and say, oh, I want a husband, because it's not good to just be alone out there. That makes no sense. You've already gotten a chance. And women don't understand these things. When it comes to marriage, you being a female is a chance. Not all women are guaranteed husbands. So when you've been given the chance to get married and you blow that out, and you're just thinking that at some point you will just get another man that is willing to take you on, it's just stupid. And oftentimes, I'll say this to get to a point, but this is it. Oftentimes, our women mostly divorce our men because of the simple fact that they have it in their head that, okay, the way men are heading up on me, even as I'm married, if I break up with this guy, I'll be doing better. That is always the mindset. And when they finally break up, they realize that, okay, this guy was just trying to just fuck me, and after that, he's out. Most women, if they understand that if they break up with you, they're just going to end up being horrible by themselves like this, they are not going to do it. Oftentimes, women that divorce their husbands, they mostly regret it. They are not coming out to say the truth. They will never come out to say the truth. But the reality is this. When they divorce their husbands, at some point, they realize they fucked up. I often say this, and people always think that I'm an asshole or something. No, I'm not an asshole. The reality is this. These women, given the chance, and they've chosen to be single, because you've been married and you've chosen to be single. Now, whatever that comes with you being single, it's none of my, I don't give a fuck. Because you have gotten it before. You have been married before, and you are not able to protect your marriage. So if you are not able to protect your marriage, that is 100% on you. It is not on anyone. It is 100%, 100% on you. But, these women, I think it's just the fact that they are mostly deluded. She said she got married around age 31, right? So at age 31, you should understand life better. Understanding that, okay, choices out there aren't that good. And bear in mind that if you are in your 20s, the kind and caliber of men that you can pull down, when you are in your 30s, 40s, you can't pull those same men down again. Just ain't no way it's gonna happen. Men are logical. Right now, you're 43. The kind of man that you are competing for is the same man that 25-year-old lady is also competing for. And that's a big problem right there, because she's going to knock you out because of the age. And, most importantly, at this age, I'll start to question why you are not married at this age. That's a red flag. Means there is something wrong about you. Guys, catch you in the next one. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace.